Hi, grade fours. I wanted to show you a drawing that I've been working on, or I just started not too long ago. During this time, I've been doing lots of drawings lately, and I remember when I first started reading Harry Potter to you, I told you about a drawing I was working on, and I didn't really show you how it looked when it was finished. But here's another one that I've just started, and all I use is a pencil. Where's the pencil? Here it is. This is a 4B pencil, which means it's kind of a soft pencil. And I usually draw from photographs. So there's this picture here that I took myself. It's a picture that was in color, but on my computer, I was able to turn it into a black and white picture, which makes it easier to draw if you're drawing in pencil, right? So I'll just take it down and I'll show you the picture more close up. Oops. So as you can see, it's a picture of a view from a tall window. Well, I'll tell you what it is. It's a view from a tall window um, looking out about 5 stories down to the street below. And, um, and I like the dark and light, and I like all the different lines, and I like the shapes. You can do perspective with this because there's 1 point perspective going on and all that sort of thing. And so what I want to show you is this shadow right down here, which is not on my drawing, not yet, but I'm going to put it in right now. So for that, I can easily use a ruler. Got a ruler in my hand, and I look on my picture, and I can see where this shadow is running across the floor. This is a floor down here, and so there's a shadow right here, which I've already started to shade, and then there's another shadow that goes this way. So I'm just going to do that right now. I can see that it comes across, and I have lines drawn on the paper so I can see where everything should go. And so it sort of starts from about here, roughly, and then I'm going to just look at the angle, because it looks like, actually, let's do it like this. Let's figure out the angle. So I'm going to hold my pencil against the shadow, then I'm going to bring it down like that. So that's kind of the angle. Looks about right. Okay, let's figure that out. Okay, from about there to there. Okay, now I'm going to take my ruler and actually draw the line that shows where the shadow is. So I'm just going to draw it like that. And then the other part of the shadow is something like this. Okay. All right, that was pretty simple to draw that. Now I'm going to actually do some shading. I don't know if you can see that very well. I'll bring this computer closer so you can see what I'm doing. There, that's better, eh? So now I'm going to darken it. So that's where the shadow is. When I first started this picture, I covered the whole thing with shading, right? So this gray that you see here was all done beforehand, and then I started drawing in the shapes, and then started to shade them darker. But in some spots, I used my eraser and took out the shading that was already there. So I'm using an eraser for whites, and I'm using a pencil for darks, and then a pencil for the in-between. So you can see that I'm just darkening this shadow that's being cast across the floor like that. Okay, just so you can see better what's going on, I'm going to darken this shadow right here as well. Actually, I'll go this way. Notice how I'm sort of all going in one direction with my pencil. Although I have a tendency to use different ways of shading, sometimes I'll do circles, or sometimes I'll go in different directions, and that's called cross-hatching. I'm going to take my sharpener and sharpen my pencil a bit more, because it's a little bit hard to see. I think I'm going to go this way. I like going in different directions. And actually the shadow's also dark up here too, which is part of the window frame in this picture. Up here, this is a building that's you can see through the window. This needs to be darkened as well. It's not very dark yet. As you can see from the photograph, it needs to be quite a bit darker. So I need to go over that with some shading as well. Just make it darker. I'm trying not to go too dark too soon in case I make a mistake and I need to change something. But notice once again, I'm just going all in one direction. And I'm holding my pencil like this, like a sword. It's getting darker. Getting there, getting there. Slowly but surely. This part needs to be darkened as well. Looks like it needs to be darkened. So I'm going to darken that as well. So you can see it better. Get the idea? It's starting to take shape. That's what my old art teacher in high school used to always say. It's starting to take shape. Which was something that we always used to say afterwards amongst ourselves. This can also be darkened too. So I'm going to darken that as well. Yeah, not bad, not bad. It's coming along. All right. I'm going to stop there for now and work on it on my own, and then I'll show you another episode of my drawing. Thanks, grade 4s, and we'll talk to you soon.